Hi guys, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome back to another exciting video. Today we're going to be checking out this video from Sky News Australia, and it is titled Uproar as push to ban first ever transgender congresswoman from using women's bathroom intensifies. This is going to be very interesting because I mean videos like this we've wanted to see things like this, honestly. But before we dive into the video together, my name is Oge. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, so good to have you here. Do want to like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, drop in the comment section what you think about this video, because I know you guys too would have a lot to say. I'll be dropping my comments at the end of this video, okay? So without any further ado or without interruption, let's dive straight into the video.
A woke storm has erupted on Capitol Hill after the first ever transgender woman was elected to Congress. Sarah McBride is the representative for Delaware and is a biological man. Her election has some in Washington very concerned about the bathrooms that she will be using, to the point that Representative Nancy Mace introduced a bathroom bill to stop biological men from using women's bathrooms and locker rooms.
Can allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room or a bathroom or a changing room. Hell no. I'm not going to stand for it. And the Speaker said it would be in the House Rules package. If it's not, I will be ready with a motion, a privileged motion, to force a vote on this. This is not okay.
Nancy Mace doubled down on this, saying she is protecting the rights of women and girls.
The radical left is calling me an extremist for being a feminist, fighting to protect the rights of women and girls. If being a feminist makes me an extremist or a bigot or a monster, I am totally here for it, because I'm going to fight like hell for every woman and every little girl across this country to protect you and keep you safe.
And she returned to the press to slam the radical left for their attempt to erase women.
Not be in the locker room, should not be in changing rooms, should not be in our restrooms either. And I'm going to be standing in the brink, standing in his or her way, putting a stop to this insanity and this nonsense. She doesn't get a say. This is about real women and women's rights, and the far left, radical left, they want to erase women and women's rights, and I'm not going to let them.
But not everyone in Washington, D.C. is so brave to tell the truth. Speaker Mike Johnson continued the woke rhetoric, refusing to say whether Sarah McBride is a man or a woman.
Mr. Speaker, is freshman-elect Sarah McBride a man or a woman?
Look, I'm not going to get into this. We welcome all new members with open arms who are duly elected representatives of the people. I believe it's a command that we treat all persons with dignity and respect. We will. And I'm not going to engage in silly debates about this. There's a concern about the uses of restroom facilities and locker rooms and all that. This is an issue that Congress has never had to address before. We're going to do that in a deliberate fashion with member consensus on it, and we will accommodate the needs of every single person.
After pushback, the Speaker did finally come out and clarify his position, which was much more in line with common sense.
Hello, everybody. I just want to make a statement for all of you here and be very clear. I was asked a question this morning at the leadership gaggle, and I rejected the premise because the answer is so obvious. For anybody who doesn't know my well-established record on this issue, let me be unequivocally clear. A man is a man, and a woman is a woman, and a man cannot become a woman. That said, I also believe, that's what Scripture teaches, what I just said, but I also believe that we treat everybody with dignity. And so we can do and believe all those things at the same time. And I wanted to make that clear for everybody because there's lots of questions. But that's where I stand. I've stood there my whole life, and those are facts.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene doubled down on this, saying that Nancy Mace's resolution doesn't go far enough.
Sarah McBride, as he calls himself, formerly Tim McBride, is a biological man, and he should not be using any of our restrooms in the Capitals, in our office buildings. But Nancy Mace's resolution doesn't go far enough. A resolution is just a statement by Congress saying that Congress disagrees with something. We need something more binding, and that's what I just brought up at the microphones there in our conference, is I directly asked Speaker Johnson what the men in our leadership are going to do about this, because This has to be stopped. America gave a mandate at this election and said not only are they sick of the open borders, the invasion, the out of control inflation, foreign wars, but they're sick of the trans ideology being shoved down our throats. And it's an attack on women and children all over the country. I don't think Nancy Mace's resolution does enough. I think we need to do more. That's what I asked Speaker Johnson, and he committed to me in the conference that Sarah McBride will not be using our restrooms.
Sarah McBride hit back at the controversy, saying Republicans are using the trans issue as a distraction.
Look, this is a weird and bizarre obsession with trans people on the part of the Republican Party. And I agree with Republican governors who, when presented with the spate of anti-LGBTQ bills passed in state legislatures across the country, said these are solutions in search of a problem. And that's what we have to be crystal clear about moving forward. Because whenever you see a politician or a political party focus in on an issue that impacts a handful of people in a handful of places, you have to ask yourself why. And the answer to that is they are trying to distract. They are trying to distract from what they are actually doing.
But online commentators have slammed the woke ideology that allows biological men to use women's spaces. This commentator said, Sarah McBride is a man who wants to be in women's bathrooms. Representative Nancy Mace is standing up for women. Men do not belong in women's spaces and sports. The entitlement of these dudes is insane. But not everyone agrees. This Democrat said Sarah McBride is the first transgender member of Congress. In response to her election, Republican Nancy Mace introduced a bill targeting her and what bathroom she uses. It's straight up bigotry and bullying. I support Representative-elect McBride, and I hope you do too.
Oh, Sarah McBride is a member of Congress. That's why it's such a big deal. Wow. But I love women like Nancy, who is fearlessly pushing to make sure that transgender women do not have biological women's spaces. I think there was this guy that came up to say, I can't remember his name right now. But when they asked him, is Sarah McBride a man or a woman? He didn't really want to say she was a man, just to be respectful. But he came out later because it felt like as if he was in that, so he had to come out to clear the air. But he mentioned something which I think is very important, because I feel like transgender people are also humans. They deserve the same level of respect and love every other person gets. So just so that my opinion, just so that everybody deserves the same level, then they should start having their own spaces. Because it is so cringe and uncomfortable to have a transgender woman in a woman's bathroom. Imagine somebody with a penis trying to use the same, maybe trying to change in the same room where a biological woman who has a female features is trying to change. It's just very uncomfortable. It's just like you're having a man in your space. It is very uncomfortable. So just to bridge that gap, to make sure that, okay, everybody deserves some level of respect, it is not right. I don't think it is right for transgender women to be in women's spaces, bathrooms, sports. I mean, it just doesn't sit well with, especially girls. If people talk women can even take it, like we can even endure some level of, do you understand, of uncomfortable situations. There's a way we can handle ourselves. But for girls, young girls, I don't think it is okay. And I think that is what Nancy is fighting so much about. That's what Nancy, and then the other woman, I can't remember her name, that's what they are fighting for so much. And I feel like it's a good fight. It is important, because I feel like it doesn't, I'm just thinking about it myself. Imagine I go swimming, probably in a public space, and then I go into the bathroom to change, and I see a transgender woman. They still have the male features. They are tall, they are muscular, they have the voice, even though they might have the hair, the female hair and all of those things. their body is hairy, they look like a man but they still look like a woman. You understand what I mean? I wouldn't want to change. Do you understand? It will feel so uncomfortable. I can't even change in that same space. I would rather wait in a woman's bathroom. I would rather wait for her to be done, I mean the transgender woman to be done, come out, then lock the door myself, lock it properly, just so that I feel safe and comfortable to change. And it shouldn't be so. It shouldn't be so. So probably even in sports, you know, that's one of the reasons why a lot of young girls won't be participating in football, because it's no longer a fair game when I have to compete in the same sport with a transgender man. That's a biological male. He has more chances than I do. Do you understand? So it will limit or make a lot of girls come off, you know, they won't be interested in games anymore. So it's just not fair. So I feel like to make it fair, everybody to respect each other's spaces, my opinion is let them have their sports where they compete against themselves. They have their own bathroom. I mean, it's not a bad thing that, I mean, Sarah McBride is a member of the Congress. I mean, it's a good thing, but still maintaining each other's boundaries, spaces, respecting each other's identity. That way, you know, we are able to do that peacefully, you know, without stepping on each other's toes and without feeling uncomfortable. Imagine a transgender man in a biological male bathroom. Just imagine it. It just feels very uncomfortable. But anyway, I'd love you guys to drop your opinion about this. You guys love the movement from Nancy's end. What do you guys think can be done? What do you guys think about this whole situation? I love this movement. I love that they're actually taking it more serious. I mean, if it can start from the top, then it will go down. Yeah, so but let's hear what you guys have got to say about this. And if you're transgender watching me today, what do you guys think about this whole situation? You know, please drop your comments in the comment section below. Do what to like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.